Well, good morning. We're here on the very last day of IMEX in Las Vegas, and we've been talking to all of the folks who are digital forward thinkers. And I really want to introduce you to Anna Marie Rembold, one of our virtual events group members, and the company brilliantly is called Metavent. Like, how did you do that? And why isn't Mark Zuckerberg paying you every time he uses that name?
Oh gosh, I know. Well, so it's so fun. We were doing a lot of research when we first started the company and looking at trends in the industry, and we saw the metaverse as a huge trend. Obviously, it's been a conversation since Snow Crash for years and years. The word has existed, but we looked at where we thought the puck was going, and obviously we're doing events. Metavent made sense, and I have to say that we discovered that name before Meta came out with their rebrand. So it's been exciting to see that everybody's really beginning to have that conversation and look at the tech.
It really is. And so you, your background is in live events.
Yes, so I have been doing live events actually since I was 15 years old, which is crazy. But literally,
Slave labor.
yeah, I know. I was doing very large scale, 300 person youth events where the youth were planning the events end to end. So I literally started when I was quite young, and doing events has been a part of every role that I've had for years. Formally in the events industry for 11 years now. And so obviously when the pandemic came, we were excited about the disruption that we knew this would lead to, and it surely has.
And I think what you did during the pandemic was, I think every company has their secret sauce. Yours was design. Design first, make this look beautiful, and that was kind of smart. So talk us through, like, do you have a design background?
Yeah, so I'm actually a trained fine artist, so that's what I studied, painting and photography. And what's driven me in life has always been design. I love it, and I actually thought about being an interior designer at one point in my life, and that's why events were such a great hybrid of all that creative energy. But I love people. I love the art of gathering, and I love what the power of groups of people can do. And so, events and creativity were a
Yeah,
great
I'm
synergy.
just saying, the first time we met, we asked Anna Marie to redo our virtual events group meeting, and there you were, like an hour later, with like this really beautiful. And you're developing the product. You've had an interesting year because you're
Yep.
developing the product even more. Tell us where you're taking it.
Yeah, so when we met, or when we did your project, we did not have video technology integrated fully in a seamless way to the tech, and now we do. So that's been a major leap forward, that is all seamless, but we also have other integrations and plugins. The other thing that we've done is just make it a lot easier. So we're trying to make it easier and faster. You can put 10 assets, 10 creative elements, hit a button, render it in less than 30 minutes, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and I have to say, it looks great. So we talk about this a lot. Human behavior has changed. The reason to come to an event, the reason to stay at an event, and you've given me so much to think about. Tell me what you're seeing here. I mean, is virtual always going to be a component? Be used for different things? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most honest answer is that everybody's trying to figure it out, and I think that's really the truth. But what we hear across the board is that virtual will exist. It's a question of where, what, and why will you use virtual. So some events will not have a virtual component because it doesn't make sense. An incentive trip with a virtual component is not an incentive trip that people know and
Right.
understand. So, hey, keep the incentives how they are. But we like with EO. We were talking about an association that I'm a part of, Entrepreneurs Organization. We've been able to pool our resources and
Yeah.
do what we call power speakers and bring in people like Simone Biles and Jane Goodall and totally up level our speaker experience and be able to push that out to a national audience. And it's
Right,
incredible.
because a small local chapter couldn't do it. So you are seeing this collaborative pooling of resources that I think is just phenomenally exciting. I also think even incentive travel, I have now gotten boxes of let's have spa night at home
Yep.
and talk about Kenya or wherever you want to go. And yes, it's not like being there, On the other hand, I think we all learned great empathy and great new ways to interact when we saw people in their homes in a Zoom window or in their homes in a virtual conference. And I think that idea of separating your work life and your personal life is kind of one of the takeaways of a post-pandemic world that's going to go away.
Right. Well, and also I think on the empathy part, it's really important to recognize that not everybody is an extrovert. Not everybody is like
So
the
true.
same. And so I was talking to a great group about the neurodivergent community and how are we serving them? How are we serving people that don't really thrive in a conference environment? They still want to learn and they still want the content. And so I think we really need to broaden our idea of who it is that we're serving and
Yeah.
understand how they want to be served and just, expand.
Yeah, and the other thing, and I know you're a big fan of sustainability, as am I. So between sustainability and budget travel cuts, two audiences are going to get left out of meetings. And it's the lower tier, people that really need education, and it's the CEOs who just don't want to go travel to these places. So
Right.
you've got this middle tier, and business may not be getting done the way it should. And I love the neurodivergent. I was over there also at it's Google and the Marriott.
Yep.
They have fidget things, they've got silent sound filtering things.
Yep.
It's so important that we start to think about how people want to experience things.
Exactly. And on sustainability, I'm really glad you brought that up too. So this year, I'm actually president of the Society for Sustainable Events, and really excited about. We have to have this conversation, And I've been a part of this group for I think going on 8 years now. I've been president. It's my second time, and I have to say that at the beginning of the pandemic, remember the clean blue, beautiful skies over New York?
Yeah, we
LA,
saw it. We saw it work.
Seattle,
Mhm.
like it worked. It worked. And so why have we forgotten that? And I have a very radical view right now, which is not really popular, I don't think. But the only way to truly be sustainable is to cut the travel. It's to cut what
Yeah.
we're doing and find another way. So virtual offers
Yeah.
a radical way
Yeah.
to change.
Yeah, I
So-
will give IMEX points for recycled cutlery, recycled, all the carpet gets recycled. They're taking all the swag and getting it out to the homeless. Live events have gotten much better.
Much better.
I was at a shout out to the Javits, whose rooftop garden I've been on. They're now doing farm to table. It's wondrous. But
And
we,
Vancouver has their living roof. Yeah, there's amazing progress.
but you are right that part of sustainability is if I went to 20 events before the pandemic, I might pick the 3 that I really need to be in person,
Right.
and the others I'll do virtually.
Right.
So there's room, there's not one answer.
And we're finding out. I mean, this is a disruption is a discovery. And that's what we're in. We're in a point of discovery. And I love that I talk to my competitors. We're sharing information because we all just want to see the change happen.
Yeah.
And so I just think it's a phenomenally exciting time.
Yeah, me too. The competitors, and I think you all have to differentiate. We walk around and it's hard to know the difference. But really, I urge you give us the website so people can go take a look, because I think they should all take a look at Metavents.
Thank you. Metavent.io.
So nice to be with you, Anna Marie Rembold. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure for me too. Thank you.